Hello and welcome back. I'm John, an old YouTuber and gamer. It's close to 11 p.m. It's Friday evening. And I'm just to upload this English video. But I think I like to record a bit more. But my back is hurting a bit because I've been sitting there like 30 and 40 hours. This is my back. Oh, this one's hurting because I've been sitting like this. 30, 40 hours. But I have like 70. I have like 70 web pages open. And I cannot do that with my old computer. So I was just to download a PDF copy. I did not know I could do that. Just press download as PDF, then download. Then I save it, but that will take me a long time. I did it from there. Then I download from there to a folder. Yes, download. But I stop do this now because we have to record. So I will download everything there. All this many hundreds of pages. I like to save this, so I have to continue do this later. But it's soon 11 p.m. so I did record all this today. Actually, I think this is very interesting, and this Wikipedia, that's super good. I have to use Wikipedia a lot more. That's a lot of information. If I just read this, all this many text, I will know a lot about Intel processors and microprocessors, all kinds of stuff. I will know a lot about that if I read it, everything, and Windows and MS-DOS and IBM and personal computers. Yes, but I did download a copy of all this, the Intel and personal computer. I have a copy, and Drew Grove, one of the founders of the Intel, but he's passed away like 5 years ago. In the year 2016, age 79, so actually he could be alive today, could be like 85 or 86. Yes, Gordon Moore, he's still alive, age 93 or age 94, he's close to 100 years old. That's Moore's law. But we already look at that, and I don't have just charge this camcorder like 1 hour. I did download all this Intel Museum, semiconductor fabrication plants, and this Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing company. I have a copy, and Navida. And list of semiconductor fabrication plant, that was a big one. That was many pages. Yes, list of Intel manufacturing sites and wafers, semiconductors, crystalline silicon. I have not read this yet. Photovoltaics. Download a copy. Solar cells, electricity. I think that's the latest one, but we always look at this electricity list of Intel chipsets, and the AMD. To read this, got to the Microsoft Windows, Silicon Valley, Ice Lake, that's the 10th generation, but I have it down there. I got Alder Lake, let's drag it to there if possible, drag it below there. Advanced Micro, that's AMD, list of AMDs, Silicon Valley, Cannon Lake, let's try to drag it. No, maybe I think I'm doing some mistake. Maybe I'm doing making a copy. I'm not sure. Gotta have too much open. Yes, 7 nanometers. I was looking at that. I got to the Windows. I think this is the list of, that's a long one, this list of Intel processors, the DX4 and the Intel 4004, the Busicom, that's the calculator, using this Intel 4004. And that's the Intel 8008, the 8 bits, but I already talked about that. That's the Intel 8086 and the Intel 8080. That's the one I will get in my mail in next week. Yes, but I did talk about in my last video. Yes, but just like to continue a little bit, that's the i386, and we need to drag this. The DX4 need to be around there. Yes, after there. And IBM PS-DOS, MS-DOS, I did look at that. Next was Windows. Yes, I just read a little bit about this MS-DOS. I think the Microsoft did not make it themselves, they just buy it. They did buy this. Mostly developed by Microsoft. Yes. Now this MS-DOS was renamed from this 86-DOS, owned by Seattle Computer Products, written by Tim Patterson. Development of took only 6 weeks. That was a clone of something else. Yes, then the buy $75,000. Microsoft kept the version number but renamed it to MS-DOS. And then license MS-DOS. Don't think Microsoft ever made this themselves. They did not make it. I understand they just buy it. Then the Microsoft did license this MS-DOS to like 70 companies to run this 86 family computers. So I just read this a little bit, but I've been doing this my whole day and the last few days, so I've been looking at this. So now we're looking at the Windows, Microsoft Windows. Yes, Microsoft Windows, commonly referred to as Windows, is a group of several proprietary graphic operating systems. Yes, that's a graphical shell. Yes, Microsoft introduced an operating environment named Windows in November 1985 as a graphical operating system shell for MS-DOS. So that was, you have the MS-DOS below it, then they put this graphical shell on top of MS-DOS. They did that with like the Windows 1. So, but I just like to record about a little bit more. That's the old Windows 1. That was in 1985. That was like 4 years after the first IBM PC in August 1981. So 4 years after this IBM PC in 1981, we got the first Windows 1. Yes, then you got Windows 2. And that's Windows 9. Then you got Windows 3 and Windows 3.1. But I have some web page open about the 1, 2 and 3. Yes, that's the Windows 95. I remember that, and the 98. I was 29 years old. The Windows 29. I have that on my library school when I start to study librarian. I think they use Windows 95. So then they got a Windows 98. You can run that with this the Intel 486, the DX4. The DX4 can run Windows 95 and 98. Probably Windows ME. They can probably run that, even Windows XP. I don't know when this Windows XP went out. So I can learn that. That's Windows XP. I think this 486 DX4 that can run Windows XP. That's from the year 2001. I think it can run. So if you can run Windows XP, you can run a lot of programs. And Windows Vista. Okay, then you got Windows 7. Maybe but you can just open it. You can see which computers can run Windows 7. That was out in the year 2009, but that's 10 years after the 486, the Intel 486 DX4 CPU. but I think you can maybe run it. Yes, system requirements. One gigabyte of memory. Okay, you need a DirectX 9 graphic. Could maybe, I don't know if you can run it. But I like to read, I don't know anything about Windows 7, so I need to keep this open. But I got so much. Let's open Windows Vista. That's from year 2006. That's after the Windows NP. No, Windows XP. Yes, processor 800 megahertz. I think you cannot do that with a DX. You cannot run this with a DX4. That's only 100 megahertz. You cannot do that. Maybe the Windows XP. That's only like few years after the DX, the 486 DX4. No, that needs Pentium or compatible 233 megahertz. The DX4 is like 100 megahertz, so probably you cannot do that. What about Windows ME? That's year 2000. Windows Me. Yes, Pentium 150 megahertz. I don't think you can run it on the DX 486 DX4, no. Maybe Windows 98. That's from 98. That's only a few years after the 486 DX4. That was from like 94, I think. I think this one can run. This one can run the DX4 486 DX4. Yes, sorry for my English. Yes, look at that. That we can do that. Intel 480, 486, 66 megahertz, but Pentium processor recommends. So can run Windows 98, but probably not that good. That's maybe better to run it on the Windows 95. That's from like the same year as this 486 DX4. That's the kind of the real first graphic Windows.